Okay. Hey, YouTube. Getting to the point. Okay, first thing is about the church. Again, here is the reality. Words from the Father up above and Yahshua and all the rest. One, everybody's mad that the church exists and the church lies about everything. The church takes people's money. The church is feeding people bullshit and no sense of reality, and they get mad when they pray like the church tell them to do, or they pray like the church tells them to do, and nothing happens. Well, here's the reality about it. The church can't make nothing happen for you faster or slower. It's a building. Those are people. And the reality of it is, if you pray to God for something or about something, usually, if it happens faster or slower, it's because he saw a reason to speed it up or slow it down. Unfortunately, you usually don't find out till way later what it was actually about. So the church can't speed that up or slow it down. It's him that does that. And yeah, it hurts, but unfortunately, before he gives you something, he has to look into the future of it and see what the outcome's going to be. Because he doesn't want you getting hurt by it. Because he sees it going a certain way you don't. So he's in his mind like, yeah, let me just stop this before it gets too bad. Or let me allow this to teach them something. Or let it happen so they can feel a little bit of happiness. Then if, unfortunately, it don't work out, I just got to take it away. Because I don't want them getting more hurt by the situation than they could. Next part. The church was always supposed to exist because there was a scroll for it. It was supposed to, the church in general was always supposed to be a real thing, but the church that exists and the one that's actually supposed to be are not the same damn church. And this is what I'm talking about. The church that God wanted was called the Universal Church of Truth, which women were supposed to be the heads of. The LGBTQAI community was supposed to be involved with that. Children were supposed to be elders. And the truth of the teachings of Joshua and his wife and Buddha and Confucius and Mohammed and Noble Drew Allah and Moses and all them was supposed to be taught in there, but nothing negative, just all the positive to keep the negative out and keep people's spirit positive to keep them doing better. Unfortunately, the teachings from the wife of Jesus got manipulated and they got corrupted, so that's why you got all these different religions now. But literally everybody was supposed to be on the same accord religiously. And the reason it's supposed to be called the Universal Church is because if the teachings that were taught the proper way were put in place, all mankind would be connected to everything around itself. So the teachings of Jesus will just been love, and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Buddha's would have been cause and effect. Confucius's would have been wisdom. Moses's would have been leadership. Mohammed's would have been reality of self. What else is with it? Oh yeah, Noble Drew Allah's would have been peace. Matthew's would have had to do with wisdom, and Joseph's would have had to do with basically the same thing, wisdom and how to deal with things, yeah. So that's pretty much what was supposed to happen. But because humans got a hold of that truth and pretty much turned it into what they wanted it to be, that's why all these damn churches exist when, as the Bible told you, they're supposed to be a one world religion, which means everybody believing in the same thing. There's no, I'm Christian, I'm Muslim, I'm Hindu, I'm Buddhist, oh my beliefs are better than yours. Mines are truer than yours. Mines are not true. No, it was all supposed to be the same shit. all this separated religion shit was not supposed to happen. But it did, so yeah. Unfortunately, what was wrote was undone. Anyway, second thing is humans, y'all got to stop being so used to being on this earth because you're not gonna be down here forever. And God never told you that you would be, but the problem with people is, and the reason why death hurts so much is because people secretly think their loved ones are going to hell, not heaven, because of something they might have done in their life. And a lot of people secretly think if your loved one dies in a painful, tragic way, that that's God's punishment on them. And they feel like if that person dies tragically and painfully, that they're going to hell. That's why a lot of people mourn their loved ones when they pass from something horrible, because they think God was punishing that person before sending them to hell. So yeah, and the other side to that is that the reason people get mad when they lose a loved one is because you're too used to this life, and the Bible and all other religious books clearly tell you that this life is but a vapor, because you're here one minute, you're gone the next. Don't get used to this life, because you're not down here forever. You're not down here forever. You're just down here for a moment, then you're gone. But people be down here so long that they forget they're only going to be down here for a time, not forever. You get too used to this life. That's why when you lose people, you cry about it, because people tend to forget nobody's here forever. You're here for a time. You're here for a purpose, be that good or bad. You're here to do something to make the world better or worse. That's just me being real. Some people came from God, some people came from the devil. You need to learn how to discern who came from who and stop being blind about stuff you don't want to see, or being blind about stuff you don't want to believe. And just get to understand not everybody is good down here. A lot of people mean you harm, a lot of people don't mean you no good. But anyway, there is that. People too used to this life. That's why they cry when people leave, because they're just too damn used to it. Like, nobody's here forever. You're just here for a time. You have a purpose, be that good or evil. You're either here to make the world better or worse, but then you go back to who sent you. If you do, because Lucifer usually don't want who he created back, but it's not gonna stop you from being dragged to hell. He just might torture you while you're down there with your bullshit that he made you to do, but he's gonna guilt you to tell you it's your own fault, but whatever. And the other thing, the parents, words from him, not me. Stop saying this, because this shit is annoying to him. I really don't give a damn. That your child is not supposed to leave this earth before you. That shit is not true. That God never said that. Y'all keep making this shit up. Oh, my child wasn't supposed to go before me. I'm supposed to bury my child. I'm not supposed to bury my child. My child's supposed to bury me. I'm not supposed to leave this world before I get to see my child do anything. Oh, my child ain't supposed to leave this world before me. They were too young. They weren't ready. They didn't know any better. Oh my goodness, they're gonna go to hell when they die because they didn't know any better. Just to correct that, couple things. One, a lot of y'all didn't want your damn kids anyway. A lot of y'all actually just had sex. Y'all fell into lust, and a baby came that neither one of y'all wanted. But unfortunately, instead of wanting your child, you just got used to them and raised them and tried to do what was right just because you didn't want to look like an asshole. So you kept them and raised them and did what was right. Then when they passed, tragically or unfortunately, now you feel bad, but in the beginning you didn't want them in the first place, so what are you mad for now? Second thing, God said, and I quote, that death is no respecter of a person. Whoever God tells death to take, that's who is taken. Whoever God tells death to leave, that's who is leaving. Everyone has a purpose and an appointed time to when they come on this earth and when they leave. Everyone's here for something, then they get taken. And his words is, you can't tell me who to take and you can't tell me who to leave because you didn't give nobody life. So who are you to tell me? I created you. You can't tell me who to take and who to leave. That's not your say so. Because if it was, you probably wouldn't be able to make that choice anyway because you're selfish. And not selfish always in a bad way. It just means you want to keep people down here for your own purposes. Because you don't want to lose that wisdom or that love or whatever bond y'all had. But to be honest with you, secretly a lot of people wanted to be taken. But because they feel like if they leave Earth, who are you going to be able to depend on? So they try to stay out here and suffer for your sake. Or there's people that are so selfish they'll want that person they see that suffering to stay down here longer for them. But in our reality, you can't tell God who to take and who to leave. Now, he's nice enough to listen to you or that person and keep them down here, but only for so long. So, all that stuff about, oh, my child ain't supposed to pass before me, that's not true. God did not tell you that. Clearly says in the Bible that everyone has an appointed time to leave this earth. No one's down here forever. And he never said who he would take and when. All he said was he's going to take people when it's their time. But y'all so used to this earth that y'all forget that no one's down here forever. And when it's a person's time to go, it's a person's time to go. And what you need to learn to do is let them go. Just saying. Because too many people get mad at God for taking their loved ones, which a lot of y'all really did not love them people in the beginning. You just got used to them being here too damn long. A lot of people didn't even want the people around them that was around them, but you got used to them. So that made you get a bond with them, and then that God took them back. Now you're mad. Truth is, you didn't want them here in the first place. You just had to get used to them. So that's what you did, got used to them. Now you're mad because they're gone. And his words are, how you gonna get mad at me for taking something that you technically didn't give? I gave it, and I can take it away if I choose to. But unlike humans, I'm not taking it away because I'm trying to flex my power. I'm taking it away because I see that it wants to be taken away, but it won't tell you that. But I read people's hearts, and I know secretly what people truly want, what they truly desire. You don't. So you telling me not to take somebody is selfish because I know what they actually want, and you do not. So, yeah. Anyway, peace.